So the day after the big meeting, it's September 15th, and I've had a lot of time to consider. I think my views of how disappointed I was with council's performance last night are evident in the different posts that were made. But let me make it clear. We were asking for you to pray for council and for a good decision, for God's will to be done. In all matters, we pray for God's will to be done. And so to answer the people who asked the question, it's a legitimate question. Do you believe God's will was done? I say absolutely yes. Am I disappointed with their response? Yes and no. I expected them to reject it, but I did not expect them to reject it in the manner in which they did. Let me explain. We made a submission to council. We recognize in that submission, which they had the weekend to read it, this is a complex issue. It's fraught with all kinds of challenges. And we said, and in my presentation, I made it known that I have still more questions than answers, that I do not have all the answers. But what we presented to council was a platform upon which we could build a strong case to do something for the city of Winkler. But council chose to do nothing. The 2,500 plus petitions that were presented were not even remarked on. The presentation that we submitted, which was quite complex and well drafted by Josh Shetter in our group, said that we recognize how difficult this is, but we wanted to enter into a discussion with council and hopefully plot a better strategy than the one that we currently have. Currently, the offense is on the field. Who is the offense? The province. The province is in our city, ticketing everyone they so choose and actually making up rules as they go along. And I mean that sincerely, making up rules. Yesterday, I spoke with one of our local restaurants who had been visited 3 times by the health inspectors and by the COVID police. They told the restaurant owner he had to close his outdoor patio down. Now, by definition, in the Health Act and in the health mandate, this is not explicitly dealt with. The officer's response, well, we'll shut it down anyway. That's the kind of liberal enforcement we're getting. So currently, what we have is the offense on the field, and the city of Winkler has no defense on the field. That allows the offense to score as many points and take as many yards as they so choose. What we wanted the city of Winkler to do was put some defense on the field to combat the offense. But in a very, very cowardly act, they chose to play it safe. They chose to do that which is what politicians do. They listen to the voices of coward, expediency, and vanity. But they did not listen to the voice of conscience, which is what I challenged them to do yesterday. What we have in Winkler is a dysfunctional council. What we have is an absent leadership by an absent mayor. Martin Harder has exceeded his mandate to govern this city. You can clearly see that. He has not once yet come publicly before the citizens to state the problem and to tell us what he's going to do. Hours before that meeting last night, I was contacted by one of the leading business people in this community. And he told me that he had contacted Martin and asked him, what are you going to do? What's your plan? The answer that Martin gave him, I don't know. We have a mayor that does not know what to do. And it may be time, just like it is in some of our lives, to tell Grandpa he needs to surrender his driver's license. Martin is in the driving seat of this community, and he's driving this community all over the place, except on the pathway that we believe we should be on. That is to stand up for our community, stand up for our citizens, stand up against this government, and start to push back on this government. But Martin wants to play it safe. Martin's a politician. And what we saw last night in Corina, in Andrew, in Marvin, in Henry, in Michael, was no leadership. And Don Fair, no leadership. This is a puppet show at the City of Winkler Council. It saddens me to say that. But here's why I know it is. We came in to make our presentation after making our submission, and we went through our presentation. And a motion was made and seconded. And then they went through and read their pre-written statements, which meant they had no intention of asking a single question about an extremely complex matter. They only had prescripted responses, which no doubt were dictated to them by the mayor. The mayor rules council, and council is a puppet show for the mayor. Martin Harder, you lack leadership in this community. You have lost the respect of many people, and you didn't say no to two people presenting. We represented a significant voice in this community. You said no to 2,500 taxpayers and voters. That will not go without notice. That will not go without a response from the people. So, we have nothing in Winkler. We have no game plan. We have no leadership. We have no council. None that will listen to the people anyway. And I thank those of you who responded to me personally and to Josh. We are two citizens in this community representing the many voices that are crying out for justice and crying out for a champion. And the thousands of people that appeared by a roadside a few weeks ago were not there for anything other than to listen and reason to hope. We have no hope in this community. We have no leadership in this community. We have our God. That we have. That we stand with. But we must have leadership. There is no leadership in Winkler right now. All councillors and the mayor are feckless and spineless in face of what they fear is fear itself. All of their responses were rooted in fear. You can read them for yourself and listen to the online live stream of what was city council meeting last night. Very disappointed. We don't quit. We don't sit down. Even though the chief of police has told me personally that our group is the reason for the division in this city. And when I pressed him on the matter of when will you disobey the province, he said, I don't know, but we're not there yet. The problem with that response is when you get there, you're already too late. The chief of police does not know how to draw a line and where the city will say no to the province. So that is essentially what happened last night. Moving forward, and to cut this short, tonight's meeting at the Friendship Center is about concerned parents for the vaccination programs that are in our school. We are more than just a group looking to change the course. We're trying to protect these vulnerable children of ours from the vaccine program that is being put into the schools starting September 22nd. So 7 p.m. tonight, come out to the Friendship Center and hear and be a part of the conversation. Join the conversation. You are not in this group just to sit and observe. Be involved. Stand a post, state your conviction, and stand with the rest of us. And let's get things done. Let's get the things that matter done in Winkler, and let's be the community that we need to be. Even if we don't have leadership at City Hall, we can be our own people doing what is right. Thank you again, and I encourage you to keep praying, and let's keep moving forward with our agenda to address the things that matter. Have a good day.